We are taking a look at Key West, Florida this morning as today Hurricane Ian will make landfall. Right now, over 2 million people are under evacuation orders. Now, we do have this new video to show you this morning. This is a satellite that captures images of the storm that's rapidly intensifying, and you can tell just how massive this storm is and how dangerous the situation is for people living there. Well, good morning, and thanks so much for joining us here on Up with Krem this morning. Let's get right over to meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, I was actually just asking you right during the break about the storm and the strength, because online it was saying that it could intensify to a Category 5, but you're saying that probably won't be the case.
Yeah, it's right on the cusp. The latest update is that it's still got winds of 155 miles per hour, and as I just refreshed the National Hurricane Center, expecting an update probably in another minute or two. But at 155, that does put it at a Category 4, and it is very close to land. It's about 50-60 miles off the coast of Florida this morning. And as hurricanes and tropical storms move closer towards land, they do start to lose their strength. They need the warm ocean waters to continue to fuel and strengthen them. So as it approaches the coast, it probably won't strengthen much more unless we get what is considered an eye wall replacement. But at the moment, it does not appear that that's going to happen. Nonetheless, this is an absolutely powerful buzzsaw of a storm that is moving closer towards Naples, Fort Myers, and the Sarasota area. We'll give you an even closer look at the eye of that hurricane, which is closing in very much on that coast, close to the Fort Myers, Port Charlotte areas. When that starts to move ashore within about 3 to 4 hours from now, we're going to start to see devastating impacts. The National Hurricane Center warning that it's the storm surge of up to 16 feet can cause catastrophic devastation. That can move cars and homes off of their foundation. So this is something that we will continue to watch for the next couple hours all throughout our morning show here for our friends, of course, in Florida. As for our local forecast, well, yesterday was a summer-like day. It was 90 in Spokane. That was a record high for the day and the latest in the year we ever hit 90 degrees. Right now, it's still mild out there, about 45 minutes to sunrise, 58 degrees right now with calm winds. But a cold front will be approaching about 24 hours from now. We can see the rain on the western side of the state. That will be arriving either late tonight or first thing tomorrow morning.
This morning, the Biden administration is responding to several public Idaho universities that are restricting birth control access on campus. In a prepared statement, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says that the policies are, quote, extreme and backwards. Boise State joins the University of Idaho in sending a newsletter to employees saying that they could face felony charges for violating Idaho state law. A spokesperson for Idaho's Attorney General says an internal call happened yesterday to discuss the guidance and abortion laws. The universities say that their decision is based on the language of the No Public Funds for Abortion Act, a law that was passed by the Idaho legislature in 2021.
Extreme politicians playing politics with people's lives. We've seen censorship around the country in our schools. It's certainly not what the majority of students at the University of Idaho want.
Now, the announcement is causing concern for the Pullman Planned Parenthood, which is less than 20 minutes from U of I's campus. The clinic says they have seen up to 78 more patients since the summer, and that number continues to rise. Happening in less than an hour, the CEO of a Washington aerospace company will testify before a Senate subcommittee on the company's test flight of an all-electric plane. The company, Aviation, had their first successful test flight Tuesday morning in Moses Lake. You're actually taking a look at video right now of that plane and earlier of the flight. Now, this is the first all-electric plane in the country. Aviation CEO Greg Davis will talk to the committee about making air travel cleaner and more affordable. That Senate hearing is scheduled to begin at 7 a.m. our time. The committee chair also happens to be Washington Senator Maria Cantwell. In just weeks, members of the group Patriot Front will prepare to go to trial on charges of conspiracy to riot in Coeur d'Alene. Now, this is a story that Krem 2 has been following since the very beginning. And now, Krem 2's Kyle Simchuk is sitting down with the veterans group, calling on prosecutors to crack down on these types of hate groups.
Well, the group is called Task Force Butler, made up of volunteer vets around the country. Founder Christopher Goldsmith told me they're upset watching our democracy being destroyed by Americans from within. He spent years researching this hate group, its members, and the laws already on the books that can be used to hold them accountable.
Krem 2 News was there in June as authorities stopped a U-Haul a few hundred feet from Coeur d'Alene's Pride event, arresting the 31 masked men inside. Pictures and videos spread around the country.
Underneath the mask that the Patriot Front gang wears are neo-Nazis. They are people who believe in genocide. They are people who want to actively work to make the United States a white ethno state.
Christopher Goldsmith has studied the racist organization for years.
They can commit acts of violence, walk back into a crowd, and then the police, who may even witness the violence, say, well, I don't know which masked member of this gang it was.
Coeur d'Alene wasn't the first or last time the group has popped up. In July of 2021, they assaulted a black man during a march in Philadelphia.
They did exactly the same thing Independence Day weekend in Boston. They sought out, attacked a black man, beat him with shields.
Goldsmith focuses on these three incidents in the 237-page report Project Butler put together, identifying members, how the group operates, and existing laws he believes prosecutors can use against them.
I hope that the city of Coeur d'Alene is not left responsible for trying to find justice and take down this violent terrorist gang. It really needs to be the feds, because every one of those conspiracies to commit hate crimes are interstate.
Goldsmith has shared his report with prosecutors in Kootenai County and the attorneys general in Idaho, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania, hoping they can work together and share information to bring more serious charges and penalties against the group, which Goldsmith says should be treated as a street gang.
Well, these attorneys generals can bankrupt this violent gang. They can force them to not have the money to travel around the country and try and terrorize, frequently marginalized communities. We are here to make sure that justice is found, to work with law enforcement, and to ensure that that American cities are free from fascists and neo-Nazis.
So far, the 31 men arrested have been charged with conspiracy to riot, which is punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a $5,000 fine. The first trials are scheduled to start next month. In the newsroom, Kyle Simchuk, Krem 2 News.
The time is now 6:08. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. A Kootenai County drag performer is suing a blogger for defamation after being accused of exposing themselves during a performance at the Coeur d'Alene Pride event. Now, that same blogger posted a video of the performance online with edits that implied nudity. Prosecutors determined that the performer didn't do anything wrong and declined to prosecute them. New this morning, search crews found the body of Seattle native 49-year-old Hilary Nelson. Now, Nelson fell while skiing down from the world's 8th highest mountain in Nepal. Her body was flown to a hospital where doctors plan to perform an autopsy. Nelson was a world-renowned mountaineer. And Fairchild Air Force Base is doing their part in helping those in need out in Florida. The base welcomed 2 KC-135 tanker aircrafts from the MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. Now, the base in Tampa has issued a mandatory evacuation for personnel living in the area. In a Facebook post, Fairchild says that their thoughts are with those service members in Tampa and their families. And that's a look at your morning rush.